podium Kate Rush.
Thank you. Wow, inspired doesn't even begin to cover it. 11 years ago, the Natural Resources Council of Maine created the People's Choice Award, and this was a way to give NRCM members and activists a way to honor those in their communities who are working to protect Maine's environment. The response this year to that award was tremendous. There were 21 nominations from across the state, and more than 600 votes were cast. So we're very grateful to all of those volunteers for the important work that they're doing to help keep Maine a special place. And we're pleased that all of our finalists are here tonight. If you would, please stand as I call your name. We'd like to acknowledge you. Penny Asherman of Cumberland for her work to ensure the release of Land for Maine's Future funding that had been withheld by our government. And Penny, also for your efforts to finalize the protection of the Knights Pond parcel in Cumberland so that this land will be enjoyed for generations to come. Gary Friedman of Bar Harbor. Thanks to Gary for leading the efforts on Mount Desert Island aimed at helping MDI communities become energy independent. Thank you, Gary. Peter Garrett of Winslow. Peter, thank you for your leadership in creating the Kennebec-Messalonsky Trails and for your work as a member of several Central Maine coalitions working to address climate change. And Lita Beth Gary of Blue Hill. Thank you for your passionate efforts to protect the wildlife habitat and ecosystems, and especially for birds, bumblebees, and for your considerable local contributions to the natural citizen science projects. We thank each of you for your work toward protecting Maine's environment. The winner of our People's Choice Award is determined by a vote of NRCM supporters, so thank you to everyone who took their time to cast the vote. The winner of the 2016 People's Choice Award is the Larouche Family, who established the Hirundo Wildlife Refuge in Old Town, Maine. The 3-acre camp on Pushaw Stream now consists of more than 2,400 acres of conserved habitat that was acquired parcel by parcel over the many years by the late Oliver Larouche. In 1983, the family deeded the land in trust to the University of Maine, and when Stephanie, Oliver's niece, became board chair 9 years ago, she decided that the need for environmental education was so great that Hirundo should change its mission from wildlife rehabilitation and passive recreation to active educational facilities. They recruited non-family board members experienced in education and wildlife to complement existing members. Using funds from the trust, donations, memberships, and grants, they hired a full-time employee to guide programs and activities for the public and schools, and an off-site program to serve central Maine communities. Hirundo maintains more than 7 miles of trails, many with interpretive signage. Canoes can be reserved on Pushaw Stream free of charge, and universal access trails are in the planning stages with the aid of both the National Park Service and the University of Maine. Professors continue to use the property for research and student projects. Stephanie.
Thank you, Kate, and thank you, the NRCM, and to our supporters for this amazing honor. I'm personally awed to be on the same program with the previous awardees. It's most inspiring. And what I want to do is to tell you how Hirundo came to be, how we put our purpose into action, and to give you a window into exciting plans and development. So please join me in a brief time travel adventure from the past to the future. During the Great Depression, my grandparents were hard-pressed to make ends meet for their family of 5 boys. But my grandma felt that it was worthwhile to put aside whatever she could from taking in sewing and laundry in preparation for a better future. And by 1932, she had saved enough to buy a hunter's cabin and 3 acres of land on the side of Pushaw Stream. There, her boys could run free and supplement the family's food supply with nature's bounty. When they grew up, the boys brought their own families. And so 3 generations of Larouches enjoyed the woods and the streams and built a very strong connection with nature. As time went on, Ollie saw that beautiful places in Maine, beautiful natural places, were being taken up, disappeared with development. And so he had a dream to conserve land so that future generations could enjoy the natural environment the way we had. And people called him crazy, but he persisted, and with the help of a very dedicated team, he created the Hirundo Wildlife Refuge. And we just last year celebrated our 50th anniversary of existence. And he collaborated with the University of Maine so that students would be able to have educational and research experiences in this living laboratory. And so today, Hirundo now conserves from the 3 acres that my grandma bought, over 2,400 acres. And the archaeological dig there shows that families have enjoyed this place for 5,000 years. And so we wonder, what about the future generations? And what is it that we can do today to protect the land and to create opportunity for people in the future to enjoy and protect this beautiful environment? There's an eloquent quote from the Senegalese conservationist Baba Diung, and it says, "In the end, we will conserve only what we love. We will love only what we understand, and we will understand only what we are taught." This is the guiding principle for our work at Hirundo. We bring people out for fun events in the woods and on the stream where they will also learn about the environment. We engage kids and adults as well with hands-on activities that will give them the experience of ecological principles, and that's called experiential education. We believe that everyone should have the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors, and so we are now working to create the Universal Access Trail, also called a sensory trail, and that's a trail that's designed to provide safe access for mobility impaired and vision impaired people, and also stimulate multiple senses along the way. It also serves a broad general population and is particularly useful for families with small children and senior citizens. We feel that this will be an important addition to our region. Hirundo serves a local population numbering 70,000 people, and among those are many veterans as well. It's also a destination for out-of-state and international visitors. So we're seeking funds to develop this project and are grateful to the Davis Conservation Foundation for awarding partial support. We are also extremely fortunate to have expertise from an array of collaborators, including the National Park Service, University of Maine Construction Engineering Technology Department, and the Maine Master Gardeners for the plantings. So I'm going to ask you to join me now in a brief trip to the future for a virtual tour of the sensory trail of Hirundo. So please close your eyes, if you will, and imagine that you are wheelchair bound or visually impaired. You emerge at the Hirundo Pine parking area and immediately enter the sensory trail. You inhale deeply to enjoy the fragrance of pine. Following the railing deeper into the woods, you explore the contents of touch boxes labeled in Braille. One has feathers, another cones, a burl, one has spruce and pine needles. You catch the aromas of fragrant plants along the way, sweet pepper bush, clover, mustard. The trail leads you by the stream where you enjoy the gurgling of riffles. Moving through the majestic hemlock forest with an atmosphere like a cathedral, you pass the pond and enjoy the croaking of bullfrogs. In through the woods again and out into the open field, you notice the shift from shade to sunshine, and you pause there to reflect and listen to the birds. How do you feel now? Relaxed? Uplifted? Renewed? You decide to return another day and bring some friends along. And we thank you for visiting Hirundo, whether in the past, the present, or the future. And we thank you so much for this amazing honor and for your support.